Today is the 1st of July, and that can mean only one thing. Actually, it means lots of things, but to me, it means one particular thing. This can go up for sale, and this can go on the road. Itchy nose. Time to visit the government website. That is complete. It is now taxed. The time has come for Brian Johnson to go properly up for sale. I've done a no-nonsense sales pitch video, and now I've had it for a month, driven it around for a month. I can safely say I want to drive something else. Well, I'm just looking forward to the ZR, really, that's all. The ZR is a bit more me, but then again, so's that 45 over there, that's definitely me. Time to come out, Benny. There we go, Brian Johnson. You are now officially for sale on Facebook. So now, I can get out this car, and I might as well put Nigel in its place to free up a space. ZR, called Benny, is now ready to go on the road. Just two things. First of all, it needs a wheel nut. But more important than that, Project Nigel sticker. And so here we are, the first test drive in Benny Jazzmax. I do feel ever so slightly like I'm driving around a car that hasn't been put back together properly. And that does make sense because I haven't put it back together properly. There are still some things that need to go back on yet. And I think even the arch liner, I'm sure I could hear some noise off the arch liner then. Definitely something scraping underneath there that I need to deal with as soon as I stop. So far then, Project Benny Jazzmax, the calipers are sticking a bit on the front. I can feel it dragging me back all the time, which isn't the most pleasant. And with the wide tyres on the 17-inch straights, these do tend to tramline quite a bit as well. So it's kind of going all over the place, and with the hard suspension being a bit bouncy as well, so it's bouncy, tramline and sticky all at the same time. So I've got some work to do here. Oh, and the fuel gauge as well. It feels a bit like I'm driving with the brakes on, which isn't surprising really, because I am. In fact, I've got my foot off the brake here. Let's see whether it'll come to a halt all by itself. Oh, very close, very close. Sticking on one side does mean it will pull to that side as well. Maybe the tram lining won't be so bad with the calipers unstuck. There's also a bit of arch liner hanging down again. I just put it back up and now it sounds like it's dropped back down again, which is a bit annoying. I can smell brakes. Thought I'd unstuck that caliper, but it come up as an advisory on the MOT because it was a little bit sticky, but not too bad. I was expecting it would just get better. You know, with a bit of use, that's often what happens, but instead it's got worse. That means I'm just going to have to replace it, I think. So have I got time to do that job today? It definitely needs it. Give me some focus when I get back into work at least. It's awful. As soon as I take my foot off the accelerator, it's just slowing down like I've got the handbrake on. I think possibly the amount of brake dust is going to give away how much these are sticking. Not that one, this one. It doesn't look too bad there, but well, you can see where I've touched it. So in the few hours that I have to work today, My plan is to take the calipers off this. Presumably they work okay. And then bung them on Benny. There, caliper off, quick and easy job. Just in time. Turns out you need a bit more than just a gazebo to stop yourself from getting a wet back. Still getting drenched. I can see the bonnet's dry, but that's about it. That's the driver's side done, which definitely needed doing. What about the passenger side? Time to test them. Yep, that one's nice and free. That one's a bit sticky still. Right, job done. Ooh, amazing. Yes, both calipers done, bled up, and the wheels back on, and the gazebo put back down, just in time for the sun. Fantastic, eh? So I'm going to take it for a little quick little test drive again. Hopefully this test drive will be a bit more enjoyable than the previous one. Well, that feels a lot more kind of eager actually, just because the brakes aren't clamping the front discs. Always a warm welcome. Our drivers are the friendliest in the business. Well, that's interesting. Well, that arm and thumb up doesn't actually seem to be attached to a body anywhere. So next job's probably going to be to investigate why the fuel gauge doesn't appear to be working. Because it definitely doesn't. That's not telling me, it's not giving me any information that whatsoever. It's just telling me that there's no fuel in it. And that can't really be the case. And there's another thing as well. Ah, that plastic thing's come undone again. Whilst with the bonnet open there, I noticed an awful lot of gunky stuff in the expansion tank, where there was none before. So, where all that lot's come from so quickly, I don't know. It doesn't sound like a head gasket failure car, but you never know. Oh, you really seriously? Slight road rage incident there. Silly, silly boys indeed. Oh, it's worthwhile mentioning as well that now the brakes aren't sticking, it's not tramlining. So that's good, because I thought it was more down to the wheels than anything else. The wheels and the tyres are a bit too wide. It's rather fruity actually. Not quite as fruity as some cars I've driven recently, but it's fruity enough. I've got to say, I'm so pleased that I didn't just get back into work and do something lazy, like eat a samosa and cradle my tummy, but instead I just got some new calipers on my car. That's not like me. I just don't normally get on and do things. I usually find a reason why I can't quite do it. But today that didn't happen. Captain Mustard prevails. You know how people have become a bit obsessed with pops and bangs? Then a new thing I didn't even know about, which is key banging. Well, this does have a slight little pop and fart on the over. Hey, did you hear it then? Listen again. Ah, there it was, yeah. Just a little bit, which is a natural sound that a car will make. And I don't mind a natural sound. It's the stupid ones that are trying to be something they're not, I don't like. What an absolute transformation just doing the calipers makes. I mean, it sounds obvious, but it's turned it from a car that I really didn't like at all earlier on to something that I do. That's making me smile and thinking this is a good car. I like it. I'm going to enjoy driving this when I can find out how much fuel I've got in it. Feel like I might enjoy this car this month, and then it can be off to a new owner of my choice. It might not be just down to money, it might be just down to, you know, I've actually got to like the person I sell it to, because I've had a few people asking. So, you know, who do I like the most? Well, find out, won't we? As you may be able to tell, this is the end of today's video. Driving home in the rather more exciting Benny Jazz Mag than the Brian Johnson that I was driving this morning. Yep, very pleased with this. Very pleased. Thank you.